Podcast.
They're here.
Welcome to Blood, Gore, and Ghouls podcast. I'm your host, Ian Van Gool. As we do each week, we'll be talking about horror movies, news, fun facts, and anything else horror-related that you'd like to hear about. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Blood, Gore, and Ghouls _podcast, and send us an email at bloodgoreandghoulspodcast@gmail.com. Now, without further ado, I do have another guest this week. He's a friend, a brother, a fellow fan of the strange and unusual, and the host of the Project Skeptic Podcast. Please welcome Jay to the show.
What's up, guys?
What's
I'm here in real life.
Yeah, real
IRL.
life.
Yeah. What's
Here he
going
is.
on?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's getting to that seasonal depression thing. Yeah, it's getting cold out, and I'm an outdoors hot weather person. So, like, when it starts to get this, I'm just like shrinking back into into the closet somewhere where you won't see me. Like, I hibernate for the rest of the winter. This weather is terrible, man. I am totally, 95 degrees outside weather person for sure, 100%.
That's understandable. I mean, I'm right in between. I don't like the very hot weather, but I don't like the cold weather either.
Yeah,
And luckily for me, we live in a place where we don't really have spring or fall anymore.
yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
it's normally one or the other. So, pretty sweet. But yeah, for anyone who's not familiar with what you do and the work you do in the
Yeah.
podcasting world, why don't you give a little rundown of what you're all about?
Yeah, so our show Project Skeptic started almost 2 years ago. Actually, at the end of October, it'll be 2 years. We just started as one of those, hey, let's hang out and talk about the weird and strange and unusual, everything that's strange, and UFOs and ghosts and strange unsolved crimes and just a little bit of everything. We've touched on it. Go back through like the catalog. It's just been so many. I think there's 176 episodes or something like that now on the show. But I really enjoy that kind of stuff, and I always have. So like it was just one of those I need another hobby type of thing. So yeah, we started a show, and it's been fun. It's been real fun. Like you get some friends up there, and we talk about different things and get different people's opinions on different type of whatevers, and it's fun. We have a good time with it. If you like to laugh and, listen to people tell fart jokes, that's pretty much where we're at for the most part. But yeah, it's fun. That's all I can really say about it. I've met a lot of really cool people in the podcast industry over the 2 years. So, a lot of friends, friends that I've never met, but, yeah, it has its highs and lows and difficulties like everything else does. But yeah, if you like weird, strange killdozer, all kinds of stuff, that's our cult thing, is the killdozer. So I got to throw it out there a little bit too. So it's strange, and it's a good time for sure.
Absolutely. I've had the pleasure of being on a few times now, enough that I have my own buffer.
Yeah.
So,
I think you're on like 3 or 4 now. Yeah, you've been.
But yeah, it's definitely a good time, and I figured it was fitting to have you on here because
Yeah.
although you don't typically talk about movies, it's still very strange, unusual,
It's
paranormal, all that kind of shit. So
Yeah, it's all in the same zeitgeist. It's all in a weird realm. Yeah,
absolutely,
occult. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
and it's always a fun time.
Oh yeah, I always
Always.
have fun. Even though if people don't want to listen to my voice or listen to me talk, I still have fun. So you
Yeah.
know,
That's what it's all about.
Oh yeah.
So as far as movies go, horror movies go,
Horror movies.
what are some of your favorites?
So I'm an 80s kid. So, I mean, I grew up in that prime age of really bad, scary movies, but I also am in that era of really fantastic scary movies. Yeah, the Stephen King renditions of anything in that, 80s to, mid 90s era stuff that was so good. But you also had other, killer clowns from outer space. You had those movies tied into all of that. So I've always enjoyed a good scary movie. Nowadays I like the obscure scary movies. I don't like the mainstream scary movies or movies of that sort. I guess they don't even have to be scary, but I like the more obscure, weird B movies. I think, that's more my speed nowadays for sure.
Yeah.
Because you have so many options,
Oh, absolutely.
Netflix and Hulu always have something, new coming out or something. Into the Tall Grass. We were watching that the other night, it's an obscure, scary movie and you can tell the whole plot, but it's still, that's my vibe now for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm down with that. Yeah. I've been noticing lately, I mean, I'm a fan of all of them, but really like the low budget.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever watched Tubi.
Yeah, they have some of the greatest like horror movies and scary movie stuff.
Just the most ridiculous, like terrible shit.
Yeah,
but it's so good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Tubi. Are there any that you watched at a young age that stuck with you?
Yeah, it was. I had happened to read through that whenever it was sitting up there, but yeah, it was the original It miniseries.
Okay.
The 2-part from the like 91 or whatever it was, something in that era.
90.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, but that one always stuck with me. That one was crazy, man. Like that's like 8. You know what I mean? So it's like, and my mom was a huge Stephen King fan. So like when that came out and it was on TV, she recorded it on VHS so I could watch it over again. But yeah, it was so scary. It was so scary being that young and thinking like, man, the sewers, man, they'll get you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, for sure. I've said it. I think I said it last episode, but yeah, for me it was Freddy. He was in my closet.
Yeah,
like I don't know why, but he was always. I was certain he was hanging in my closet, and he was going to get me.
100%. There's another one that it's UFO based, which kind of is into our field of what we talk about on the show. Is there's a movie called Fire in the Sky.
Yes,
and that movie is terrifying.
Yes,
not only is it a true story. Right. It is like it's about a guy who gets abducted by a UFO and then like 6 days later he gets dropped off at this gas station and then he remembers everything that went on during his UFO encounter. So that movie probably ranks up there. I know I'm gonna get bumped on this on the name, so I'm gonna have to look it up. Travis Walton, that was the guy that got. And he's still on the circuit telling like his story and stuff. But that's his like true, well, they took their liberties.
Right.
But that's their true, he told that story of how he got abducted and what happened to him and everything that they did to him while he was on that space. Yeah, that movie terrified me. That's
I've never looked into the actual like true story.
The actual case.
Yeah. But that movie fucked me up, and it's been on my list to watch and review, but I just keep putting it off.
I haven't watched it in a long time. I don't know how scary it would be for me.
Yeah,
now. It'd probably still be terrifying.
Yeah, just that abduction scene is.
And the conviction he tells the actual. If you go down that rabbit hole, watch the actual person Travis Walton tell that story, because it's yeah. Because it's true. It's a true story.
Yeah.
I get it. They did it in the movie, but it's a true story. And it's like one of the most believable UFO abduction stories of all time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah.
I need to watch it again too. But yeah, I haven't watched it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Just because it fucked me up so much.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a rough one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll see images of it, and it's just like, I don't want it.
Yep. Yeah, he's like in that cocoon thing.
But I don't want it.
Nope. Get it. Yep.
Let's see here. So, what's the worst horror movie that you've ever watched, in your opinion?
So I mentioned this to you a couple of weeks ago, but not horrible. But like I said, I watch a lot of those B movie, low budget, horror, scary, whatever you want to call them. There's a couple of them up there that are really good. Two that I can think of off the top of my head were the Velocipaster.
Yes.
And Zombievers.
Yes. Yep.
So those are two, like, they're really, for all the more the budget was probably on those movies, like Zombievers is probably a little more production than like the Velocipaster movie was.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yep.
And I don't know. There was another one, I forget what it was called, but they were like in Lake Michigan and they were looking for something. It was like in black and white. It had just come out like 2 years ago or something, but I can't remember the name of it. But it was totally like the budget was like $13,000 on the movie. But they killed it. The movie was like horrible, but it was like good horrible. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. There's a couple of them up there. I know one of you were going back to this. Have you ever watched the Troll Hunter movie?
I don't.
The trolls. They were like in Oslo.
Right.
Norway.
I'm familiar with it. I don't think I ever actually watched the whole thing.
That's a really good one too. That's one of my up there
Yeah,
movies to
check it
watch.
out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, Lake Michigan Lake Monster. I believe that's the name of the movie that I was saying. It was in black and white. You'll have to check that one out too. Might be
okay.
on Tubi or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
My list of movies to watch is just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
There's so many.
Every time I watch a new one, I'm like, all right, I'm getting closer to the end.
Yeah.
And it's no.
Yeah.
The closer I get, the farther away I get.
Oh yeah.
So, let's see. As far as like I'd say probably like the kind of mainstream horror movies. What's one you think you would be most likely to survive?
Dude, I've seen this like asked on different podcasts and different questions or different, TikToks or whatever. And
Right.
I think about that. I'm like, that is one, I don't know. Like The Hills Have Eyes. No, man, I'm gone. Like,
Right.
I'm not making that one. But I think of like the other ones and like some of the dumb mistakes that they make in these movies. And
Yeah.
I think of like Chucky or like Goosebumps or, something like that. I think I could survive those for the most part. I'm pretty quick on my feet.
Right.
Quick thinking. I think I could do. I don't know about the Freddy thing because it's a dream state, so that would be a little harder to,
Yeah, it's a rough one.
But like Michael Myers and Jason, maybe they spring an attack on you, and but they're walking mostly. It's always the same questions. I don't know. Maybe something that's more human and not supernatural or paranormal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not The Exorcist, it's not a haunting or anything like that.
Yeah.
I might be able to, normal human, like human-esque person, I guess. I think I'd be able to get in my car and drive away.
Yeah, pretty much,
Yeah.
Yeah, my answer is always Leatherface because won't be in Texas. steer clear of Texas. I'm good.
Yeah, like I'm never gonna be. I think I would never put myself in that situation to begin with. So maybe I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be at Lake Crystal Lake or what?
Yeah, that's another one. Pretty much stay away from Crystal Lake.
Just stay away. It's not there.
No summer camps.
Yeah, exactly. No church camps, nothing like that. Yeah, for sure.
I feel, and even like with Scream, it's just normal people.
Yeah.
But it's like you could probably handle yourself, get them knocked out or on the ground and just take their mask off.
Dude, I'm pretty big. Like I'm 6'2",
Yeah.
like 250. Like the guy in Scream, like the first Scream, like he was like a teenager, man.
Well, yeah.
Like,
That's
I
the
think I can
thing,
take
though.
him.
That's the thing with Scream. Like they're always like, they're not real built people at all. But Ghostface is always like, 6'4".
Yeah. I don't know. I think I could take him. Just
For
saying.
sure, yeah.
Just saying.
I believe in
Maybe
you.
in my prime. I don't know.
You got it.
Yeah, I
You
got
got it. But all right, listeners, as far as horror news from the past week, I was swamped, so I did not really get a chance to keep up on much news. So I'll just throw out some recent releases, mainly from October 6th. So there's Pet Sematary Bloodlines, which I watched and reviewed. Unfortunately, it just didn't hit for me. You can check out my review, though, on TikTok, as well as VHS 85. Same deal. Wasn't a hit for me. But Totally Killer. It's a new movie on Amazon Prime. It is a comedy, a horror comedy. Take like Back to the Future, make it horror. It was a good time. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was a fun time. I would recommend that one. Tom DeLonge's new movie, Monsters of California. I bought it on Friday. I haven't watched it. It's next up. So I will be checking that out here maybe tonight.
I thought that was everybody from California.
Monsters. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Spoilers. But yeah, The Exorcist Believer came out Friday as well. I planned on going to see it first thing Friday, and I didn't get home till really late Thursday. Kind of threw off my plans, and then I started to see the reviews for it. And although I'm not really one to listen to reviews, it's not doing too hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Exorcist one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, I don't know. Apparently, from what I've been seeing, it's a bit of a letdown.
Oh man,
I don't know. My buddy did go to see it though last night. He liked it, but I don't know. We'll see. So I'm still gonna check it out, but it wasn't an urgency to go see it this weekend.
Does it follow the same timeline? Is it in the same universe as the original?
It
one?
is. So it's the director is David Gordon Green.
Okay.
Same guy that did the previous Halloween trilogy.
Okay.
So same exact thing. They skipped all the rest of the sequels.
Yeah.
This is a direct sequel to The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Different storyline, but they bring back the mom, Ellen Burstyn, from the original.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's kind of same.
Yeah.
You know, they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back for Halloween.
Yeah.
Same kind of deal. So yeah, I'm definitely still check it out. I'm still curious about it, but
wait till it comes out on stream, maybe.
Yeah, or if I get some extra time, next weekend or something, we'll see. But
okay.
But other than watching horror movies every day, I also checked out Gen V, which is the kind of offshoot of The Boys TV show.
Oh yeah.
Now it's not technically it's not horror, but the gore in it is, it's just as gory, if not gorier, than most horror movies. Cool. But yeah, that's a good time. I'm like 3 episodes in. So have you watched The Boys?
No, I haven't. I know what you're talking about though. I follow it like at a distance, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I recommend checking it out. Because I was burnt out on superhero movies.
Yeah.
And then The Boys came out, and it's a refreshing change.
Yeah, we're always looking for something to watch. We're watching Yellow Jackets right now.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch that?
I have not yet.
Oh my goodness.
That's on my list as well.
Oh man. It is so good. And it's so like it could happen. You know what I mean? It's something that could be realistic.
Right.
In a sense, there is some supernatural forces in the show, I guess, but yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It is. Yeah. And we're waiting on the 3rd season, I guess. Is it the 3rd season? I'm not sure. I know we're going into the 2nd season. I thought there was maybe it was something else we were watching, but it was, waiting on
the rest of it. 2 seasons.
Oh, Evil. Evil is what I'm waiting on.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah,
I haven't watched that either, but
it's good too. If you like that kind of stuff,
right?
Exorcisms and demonic possession and stuff. It's
for
good.
Sure,
pretty good.
Yeah, it's hard for me to find time to watch a whole show.
Yeah.
Until it's one that I just kind of start, and then The Boys I'll make time for.
Yeah.
And now Gen V. But it's like kind of weekly. I think they release like the first 3 episodes, and now it's kind of weekly, so it's not like all at once that I have to kind of.
Yeah, we watch. We'd go to bed and watch an episode, and I actually was up till like 2:30 last night. Watch it like that was the end, the last episode of the season.
Oh,
so I stayed up. I stayed up and watched it, and I'm like,
yeah.
It was 3 o'clock until I fell asleep. Not good.
You can't leave off on the last episode.
Yeah, I had to watch it.
Absolutely.
Now I have to watch it again tonight because my wife fell asleep. So
then there's that.
Yeah, it's good refresher on it. It's okay.
There you go. The only other news I have though is Steel City Con. I have an update. So again, that is December 8th through the 10th. So it is confirmed there is a Scream cast reunion. So since my last update, probably 2 weeks ago, both Neve Campbell and Rose McGowan have been announced. So they're joining Matthew Lillard, David Arquette, and Jamie Kennedy. So far, no group photo rates are on the website. I'm hoping it's not too crazy expensive and I can afford to get a pic with the cast because they can get pretty expensive, especially with that caliber of people there. But at this point, my only question is, where's Skeet Ulrich? He's the only one from the main cast that hasn't been announced yet. So I'm hopeful that by December 10th he's announced. So we'll get a full Scream lineup
That'd be cool.
for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, I would love to get like, something autographed by all of them, but with those cons, it's like every little thing you do, you have to pay for.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm going to be able to afford all that before Christmas.
Yeah, I know like The Walking Dead, whenever it was really big, like they'd be at those Comic-Con and all that stuff, and it was like $200.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like, no.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's cool, but no.
It's always fun. It's funny looking at those and like the rates, what they charge. Cause I haven't looked at Nev Campbell's cause like they'll have like their individual photos charge up right now, but that's about it. But last I looked, cause there's also like a Christmas Story reunion going on as well.
Nice.
So they have like the main majority of at least the kids from A Christmas Story are going to be there.
That's so cool.
And like, even amongst all the whole list of celebrities that are going to be there, Peter Billingsley, who plays Ralphie in A Christmas Story, was like the highest priced person there.
I'd whip out a credit card and be like, here you go, man. I need it.
It's just, it's hilarious. Like I get it. Like, but like he's known for one role.
Yeah.
Whereas we have, like David Arquette and like, this whole list of like people who have been in multiple things and have like this decades long career.
Yeah.
But hey,
Nev Campbell, I'd take a picture with Nev Campbell.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, hers might be a little more expensive, but
yeah.
I just found it funny that out of all of them, it was Peter Billingsley. I mean, it is Ralphie, but
it is Ralphie, man. No,
it's funny.
I want to tell you.
All right, we'll get into our main topic of this evening. That came out kind of weird.
Main topic.
So we're going to be talking about some cursed horror movies. So we're going through a list of alleged cursed horror movies and why they're believed to be cursed. We'll give our thoughts on each one, break down if we think they're a coincidence, normal life events, or for sure, they're fucking cursed.
Yeah, it's all, yep. Spoiler, little cart before the horse here. They're all cursed.
All of them. Everyone. Every single one.
Every one of them. Let me drop you in here on some information that I have. So quick definition of a curse. Okay, if we don't know what a curse is, there's 4 tiers to a curse, right? A prayer or invocation for harm or injury to come upon one, to curse or hurt somebody. 2, a profane or obscene oath of word. 3, something that is cursed or accused. Accursed, sorry. And 4, evil or misfortune that comes as if in response to and predication or retribution. So those are the 4 definitions from Webster, what a curse could be.
Interesting.
So there you go.
Thank you for that.
Little information.
Straight from Webster's mouth.
Straight from Webster.
That guy knows some shit.
He wrote a whole book.
He did. I don't know if you guys read it or not, but it's out there.
Front to back.
Yeah.
Know every word.
I believe it's probably in your local library. But let's kick it off here. So our first one, and I believe this particular list that I found, which if you have any, we'll throw them in there or whatnot.
Yeah.
This particular list, it looks like they're in order from dates. So from when the movie was released. So we're going to go with the oldest released movie on this list, which is Rosemary's Baby. So Rosemary's Baby producer William Castle was convinced Roman Polanski's 1968 Chiller was cursed. After its release, he was hospitalized with kidney stones, and after experiencing hallucinations during his near-death experience, claimed to have seen the film's lead character approaching him with a knife. Now, the following year, Polanski's wife, Sharon Tate, was killed in the Manson family murders, as well as composer Christoph Kameda died of a mysterious brain injury after filming. So, I feel like most people know Rosemary's Baby, or at least familiar with the Polanski story, at least.
Yeah,
Sharon Tate.
Yep, definitely.
All that. So, just from those instances or occurrences, what do you think?
Well, let's look into Manson's side of it first, right? Have you ever dove into like Manson and everything like that? He towards the end, always said about they were drugging him. It was an LSD, and that was the driving factor for a lot of the stuff that happened. And there's a lot of controversy with that whole Manson case, 'cause obviously he wasn't the actual, he wasn't the hitman. He wasn't the killer, so the hallucinations and the near-death experience from kidney stones, meh. Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. The Sharon Tate thing, I think that has to do with her popularity and the Manson going after her. So
Right.
maybe that isn't tied into the curse thing. Kamita, though, mysterious brain injury after filming. Yeah, there's a lot of things that happened related to that film, right? That's why we're here. That's what we're talking
Right.
about. So to say that it's cursed, how do you play the odds on that? 2 people out of 700 people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
kind of where I'm at. Like, I wouldn't say it's cursed. It's more, like the Sharon Tate stuff doesn't really have anything to do with the movie.
Yeah.
It's more so her husband at the time directed this movie.
Yeah, so you're right there. You're kind of just reaching for correlation.
Exactly.
Just like, oh, but it was this movie, and then this guy had brain injury.
Right. Yep.
But I don't know. It was a strange time. It was 1968, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's out there
Doing things.
LSD and stuff.
Doing
So,
some things.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Do you want to vote now, or do you want to vote at the end? Or
I mean, we'll roll through each. We'll give our vote on each one as we go. But yeah, this one, just judging on just those particular things, which that was all the information I found.
Yeah.
My vote is nah. I wouldn't say the movie is cursed.
I don't think that it's I don't think that it's cursed. I think it's it's odd.
Right.
It's an odd string of events.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the ones that we'll talk about here in a little bit, I'd imagine, favor that side than just coincidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's definitely a few on here that are like 1, 2 two things happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wouldn't say that it's cursed. But yeah, I mean, the kidney stones and the hallucinations, like, it's more so probably because he was recently with that person, like,
It's
making the movie.
like a dream state type of thing. Yeah.
So, like, that's all that stuff's fresh in his mind. So,
running in your subconscious.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rosemary's Baby, I'm going to say nay.
Nah. I'm
Nah.
gonna give it a nah.
There we go. Unanimous nah.
Nah.
So moving on, we have The Exorcist from 1973. So The Exorcist star Ellen Burstyn detailed a terrifying incident in which a fire burned the majority of the 1973 horror film set to the ground. Despite it destroying the interiors depicting the McNeil family's home, it somehow left the bedroom of the possessed Regan inexplicably untouched. The movie made national news when a 16th century church across the street from the theater where the film premiered was struck by lightning, causing the cross to fall to the ground. Also, actor Jack McGowan played the doomed director in the film, Burke Dennings, and succumbed to the flu shortly after filming wrapped. There are at least 8 other deaths associated with the production.
Yeah, like I said, we're going to go into ones that have a little more, So, The Exorcist, right? You're getting into, if you guys are on that side of belief, right? We've talked about this on the show a good bit. Belief in different things, and if you're on the side of belief, now you're literally playing with fire and asking for possessions or asking for demonic things to, because once you lift that veil,
Mm-hmm.
right, and the veil thins to where that kind of stuff can happen, and you're talking about it, and everybody's mindset is on that same thing. In the film, I can lean more to this one. The movie is terrifying if you're a child. Even though it came out 10 years before I was born,
Mm-hmm.
it's still one of those. It's still one of those films that'll freak you out if you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
But to be playing with that veil,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Most likely, did they touch upon something that they shouldn't have? They could have.
They could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's, I don't know. It all comes down to kind of what you believe, I guess. Yeah, if you're a believer in religion and things like that, then yeah, I could definitely see that point. It is very odd though. Like the occurrences are very odd.
Yes.
Like the set burning everything except for Reagan's room. The whole cross thing is, I think, pretty cool. As far as I'm concerned, it's pretty cool.
It's like, oh yeah, it's like struck by lightning. But lightning is a regular occurrence.
It is.
It is.
Especially
taller buildings like churches.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you put that one aside to, just regular phenomenon, or is it an act of God? Is it what is it? But yeah, I mean, maybe not that, but maybe some of the other things that went on with the film. With filming, with the sets, with the people that were involved in the movie.
Right.
I'm sure in their mind, they believe it's cursed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And as far as like the actors, like it says 8 other deaths associated with the production. I mean, I don't know the dates of deaths.
Yeah, was it like 2020?
Yeah, right.
Like he had COVID. But you know what I mean?
40 years later,
yeah, I'm not
8 people died.
Yeah.
So it's definitely cursed. Yeah. So yeah, it's hard to kind of narrow down what is quote unquote cursed and what is, just life. Life happens, right? Yep. So hard to say on that one.
I think if I were to vote on whether or not this one was cursed, giving the time frame and the culture of what 73 was probably bringing at the time, with all the exorcisms that were going on, at the time,
mm-hmm.
It's not Emily Rose. It's the person that was Emily Rose in the true story. I can't remember the actual name of that girl, but if I had to say whether it was cursed, highly plausible. I mean, it's if you're into that and you believe in that, it's plausible.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if I believed in it, I would say, yeah, I would agree. I don't know how I feel about it per se.
See, we had the same conversation when we did or when we talk about this stuff on our show too. Yeah. Everybody's like, you can hear it in the voice. Like you're like, yeah. I mean, but it's like it could happen.
It could. Yeah.
It could be. It 100% could be. But is that your belief factor? Is that have you ever met somebody that didn't believe in any type of higher power that was strictly atheist of some sort? Would they how would their viewpoint on stuff being cursed, like monkey hands, that's a Hindu thing. Yeah. So and they firmly believe in stuff like that, but a person that has no belief in any higher power and we're just a rock spinning through nothing, they might be like, it's all coincidence.
Yeah. So yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to what you individually all believe.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you, Reagan?
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Fair enough. All right, so we have.
I need that button.
Staying on the same kind of category here, we have The Omen.
Not the new one.
Not the new one.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, it might as well be the same.
Yeah.
But
pretty much.
So 1976. So The Omen was plagued by a lot of terrible incidents. So lead actor Gregory Peck and writer David Seltzer were on planes that were struck by lightning. The stuntman standing in for Peck during the famous rabid dog scene was actually attacked by Rottweilers that bit through the protective gear he was wearing. A zookeeper on set to tame baboons was mauled to death by a lion the day after completing their work. During filming, Donner's Hotel was bombed by the IRA. Peck almost boarded a flight during a trip to Israel, one of the locations during the shoot, that crashed and killed everyone. Several animal handlers were attacked and injured. Peck's son, Jonathan Peck, committed suicide several months before filming began. And most tragically, though, after filming was completed, special effects director John Richardson and his assistant Liz Moore were involved in a serious car accident, and Moore was decapitated in an incident that echoed one of The Omen's most disturbing scenes.
Damn. Sorry. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
right?
a lot. That's a lot.
That, yeah.
The one that jumped out to me was his son committed suicide several months before filming began. That's prior to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like it's
I think that was just put in there to add to the list.
yeah. I get that. If I'm gonna be skeptical about some of this, planes get struck by lightning all the time. You know what I mean? That was like one of the things that they said. People get mauled by baboons or lions all the time. Like, you go on Reddit, they're everywhere.
Right.
There's videos everywhere. The IRA thing, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting. The one that the plane crashed in Israel.
Mhm.
You got to think it's 76 too. If you look up like the number of like plane crashes,
Mhm.
like in the 70s,
Oh, yeah.
was like the peak of like 70s, early 80s, like peak of like actual plane crashes.
Right.
You got to think all those ones that are involved, you know,
Mhm.
it's just, yeah, there's a bunch of them. This one is super interesting though, because the car wreck,
Yeah. Yeah, that one stands out.
because because in the movie
Mhm.
it's almost exactly the same, right?
Right.
It's-
Minus the car wreck, but yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Dude gets decapitated and yeah.
yeah. Is that
Right?
yeah? Is that coincidence? I don't know. You know, it's
It's hard to say, yeah. Out of any of them, I'd probably say like this one is probably higher on the list as far as if it was cursed.
yeah,
But it's also, like I said, it's the 70s. You know, international flights and traveling, the different safety standards.
Yep. It wasn't the greatest time either, like the IRA bombing thing. So that was all going on, you know, in that 70s,
Mhm.
80s, you know, this is 76, 78, you know, we still, you know, there's the Afghani, you know, Russian Afghani thing that's going on at this time too. You know, there's just so much that goes on.
Right.
So is that just something that is, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some interesting aspects to this tied to this movie or the people surrounding this movie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, I was thinking like, I mean, I'm sure it was it's a big budget movie. There's a lot of cast and crew. So, you know, what's the chances that
Yeah.
some bad things are going to happen to some of these people?
Yeah, it's bound to happen. If there's, you know, it's odds, you know, if there's 1,000 people working on this show or this movie, what's 5 people, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
It's
So, yeah, it's hard to say.
0.05% of, you know, the whole cast. So
For sure,
yeah. It could be cursed. For sure. There, you know, there's a lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah, I don't know
involved.
when it comes down to curses. So I'm thinking when I'm thinking of like a curse of like a horror movie. A horror movie's cursed. Say the lead actor, I'm thinking like they're going through some shit for a couple years.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's something that's like, you know, kind of stays with you.
yeah.
Whereas like a lot of this is just kind of, it's not to say it's not terrible shit, but it's kind of like, well, this one thing happened to this person, so it must be cursed. Whereas it's not like a kind of string of bad luck.
Yeah,
following
it's
them.
not a mummy that they dug up in Egypt somewhere and, you know, it's sunk at the bottom of the ocean with the Titanic.
Right.
You know, it's not cursed because somebody put a curse on it, but it's just, yeah, could it be a series of, you know, shitty events? Yeah, and life happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, I don't know. The Omen, kind of like The Exorcist. It's I mean, it's the same kind of subject matter. Has to deal with this one has to do with the Antichrist. So, you know, if you're a believer in that stuff, then I could see how you would think it's cursed
Yeah.
for sure.
Could it be? Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be.
So
Yeah.
again, like I said, I don't know. I would say it's higher on the list, but I'm not convinced.
Not convinced
Not
that it's
convinced
cursed.
that
Okay.
it's cursed.
Okay.
So in the same year, or no, not even the same year, 3 years later,
3 years.
1979, we have the infamous Amityville Horror.
mentally ill from Amityville.
So, inspired by a true story that has been the subject of controversy and much legal drama, the Amityville,
Oh,
the, the Amityville horror is based on the paranormal experience of the Lutz family after moving into a reportedly haunted house on 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York. Prior to moving into the Dutch colonial with ocular windows, previous resident Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed his entire family. The Lutzes claimed they were forced out of the home by an evil entity that terrorized them. A popular book was written, which was adapted for film in 1979. The ghostly aura surrounding the real-life tale pervaded the set, but much of that has been dismissed as invention to drum up publicity. Star James Brolin, who didn't believe in the Lutz's story, experienced a fright while studying the novel for the film. Initially hesitant to take the part, he agreed to do after his pants fell from their hanger, causing him to jump and nearly crash his head through the ceiling.
not the haunted pants.
So this gave me no information.
So the DeFeo, let's go back to the Ronnie DeFeo Jr.
Yeah,
So
the
his
real life story,
the real story behind that is where he was hearing voices and, you know, from inside of the house, or, you know, he was mentally ill of some sort, or he was, you know, just going through it. You know what I mean? And he snapped. This all really happened. So you can't even contest this murder happened.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
he killed everybody in the family with a gun in their beds. And yeah, so this really happened. But the movie wants you to lean towards, you know, he was possessed, or
Right.
he had like some kind of demon, you know, whatever, talking to him in his sleep or out of the crawl space downstairs or whatever it was. So is the house actually, you know, that's the whole thing with this one. Is the house actually possessed? You know, do we go forward? Do we say like there's something in the house, and when they get there, you know, the Lotz family had issues once they got there too. That was what is it, Ryan Reynolds
In the remake.
in the remake. Yeah. But the set was. Do you know if this was filmed on location?
That
Of
I
any
do
sort?
not.
Hmm.
Yeah, that I'm not sure. Because yeah, with this being on the list, like I said, there's not that whole thing I just read didn't really say anything about the set or the movie being haunted.
Yeah.
It's just more like the true life story, which we'll get into that on another episode or maybe one of your episodes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kind of delve, take a deep dive into what that's all about. But yeah, as far as the movie, other than James Brolin being scared out of his pants.
Yeah. Literally out of his pants. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's so much with this, though. There's so much stuff into this Amityville thing. You know, it's become its own thing.
Oh,
you know, it's huge
absolutely.
now, and maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing that really doesn't give me doesn't give me something where, you know, this person on the set, you know, came down with some kind of weird sickness, and, you know, they had to find a healer of sorts, or, you know, get an exorcism themselves, or something like that. I don't, with Amityville though, I don't really see the different, I can never see where it's not a movie and it's an actual story anymore. You know what I mean? Everything is so muddled together now because there's so many movies and remakes and books and different things on that level. So I can't see what's fact and what's fiction with this case anymore.
Yeah, I mean, with Amityville, the only thing I know for sure about Amityville is that DeFeo certainly killed his family.
Yeah, 100%.
Whether the story stops there or not, that part at least is completely true.
It might. It was a horrible tale. A horrible situation that happened. Is there a way that, you know, the Lutz family that went in there just kind of took advantage of that?
Yeah.
You know, were they grifting off of this because they bought the house, and then, yeah, I don't know, man.
Like say, yeah, we'll have that conversation another time. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's kind of the Warren situation.
Don't get me started.
Right.
Don't get me started.
Which we'll get into that more later. So.
All right.
All right, so probably the number one for me on this list is Poltergeist, 1982.
That's the big one. That's the big one if you look up the list, you know.
Right, yeah. So child star Oliver Robbins claimed he nearly died after being, quote, choked by the arms of the evil puppet, featured in 1982 film Poltergeist. The movie is widely believed to be cursed due to several real-life tragedies involving the untimely death of co-stars Heather O'Rourke, who played little girl Carol Ann, and Dominic Dunn, who played older sister Dana. O'Rourke passed away due to medical misdiagnosis, while Dunn was murdered by her boyfriend. Many believe the curse was sparked by the use of real human skeletons as props. Plastic ones were more expensive to make. Imagine that. In one scene in the film, Brother Robbie, played by Oliver Robbins, has a poster for Super Bowl 22 in his room, which would take place 6 years later in 1988. O'Rourke died the day after Super Bowl 22 in San Diego, the same city where the game took place.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's interesting.
Right?
That's an interesting one for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one's
that's like some foreshadowing.
Right?
You know, he had a poster of the Super Bowl 22 in his room before it even was played, and then he dies.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's some Simpson shit right there.
It is definitely. It's 100%. 100% some time travel stuff there. That's odd. That's definitely an odd one. But yeah, the Heather O'Rourke thing. I forget what she died from.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, I'll talk while you look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, Dominic Dunn, who played her older sister. So they really weren't that far apart in age, and I think they're still. They were young at the time.
Well, Dominic was right after the movie when she got killed.
Okay.
And Heather was right after part 3, but she was still you know.
So Dunn was murdered by her boyfriend. Okay. So
yeah, Heather was 13.
Yeah.
When she passed away.
That's crazy. You should have put this one at the end instead of in the timeline. You know. But yeah, because we could talk about this one for a while. That is so the poltergeist thing, if you actually want to get into like talking about actual poltergeist, like taking over a house or a possession of something of that sort. If you look into any of the other ones, like there's a big one in Illinois. I can't remember the name of the case though. That was when like they were seeing like bodies falling out of the ceiling and stuff. There's like a famous picture of like one of the and this is one of those things it's covering a story like that. Like that somebody made this up, but obviously they had taken a story that they have heard and embellished the whole story, right? You know, because not every house gets like sucked into a void. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
like, oh man, this one is definitely up there for the cursed thing. I believe that I have read up on this one before, and not only those 3 involved. I believe there's more. Not like what's your timeline of curse,
right? Yeah.
But within like the next 10 years, like there was a lot more than those 3.
Okay,
I believe so.
Interesting. So Heather O'Rourke's information here.
Yeah.
She became ill with giardiasis, or however you say that, which she contracted from well water at her family's home.
Oh, Giardia.
There you go.
Yeah,
that one.
Wow.
So she was subsequently diagnosed as having Crohn's disease. She was prescribed cortisone injections to treat the disease during the time she was filming Poltergeist 3. So the injections resulted in facial swelling of the cheeks, which you can tell in that movie, like her face is all puffy, which her mother said she was very self-conscious about. So January 31st, 88, O'Rourke began exhibiting flu-like symptoms. The following morning, she collapsed in her home, was rushed to the hospital, and wrote she suffered cardiac arrest.
Wow.
And paramedics were able to restart her heart. She was then flown to Children's Hospital, where it was discovered she had intestinal stenosis and went into emergency surgery. She survived the surgery, but suffered another cardiac arrest in the recovery room.
Wow.
They performed CPR for 30 minutes, but she was pronounced dead at 2:43 that afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
For some reason, that wouldn't have been my guess. Like if you would have said like what happened to her,
Yeah,
that
right.
wouldn't have been my guess.
Yeah, just a misdiagnosis.
Yeah. How about the skeletons thing?
Well, that's when we're talking about curses. Like usually, there's not like really a reason for it. Like maybe the subject matter, like Exorcist or The Omen, but like using actual skeletons, like real
Budget
life
cuts,
skeletons,
man. Budget cuts.
right? Because they're cheaper.
Yeah.
So that just proves that lives don't matter.
No, but yeah, if you're using some like if somebody like. I get it. Like I understand the process of how they get like human bones, like for research and stuff.
Right,
like that.
right.
If you are not like laid to any type of rest, maybe that's a reason. Or
I don't know.
Indian burial ground.
True.
Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know if I died and then I found out in the afterlife that I was
Shot through a cannon at a windshield or something.
Well, yeah, or that I was being used in a horror movie, then I'd be all about it.
Oh yeah,
I'd be like, sweet,
for sure.
But no, I definitely understand that too. Yeah,
yeah. There's another movie. It's like that they did that, and it was recent. Within the last 20 years. I can't remember. I can see the picture, but I can't see the. I'll have to look it up. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm not a very good co-host tonight. I just have a bunch of suggestions with no facts behind them.
I'm not a very good host anytime, so hey.
Like you know that movie. Yeah.
Nah, we talk about so many movies. It's
yeah.
It's bound to happen. You just can't think of all of it.
Dude, I talk about so much stuff. It's like I can't keep everything straight sometimes.
No,
like
for sure,
so we'll be talking out in public, or I have a couple drinks and somebody will be like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Like, "Oh, what, this," and then they'd be like, "Oh, what about that?" I'm like, "I don't remember. Everything's written down. I don't remember everything."
Right.
I'm not a encyclopedia.
But what did you talk about on episode 13?
Yeah.
At the 58-minute mark.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, man. I've had people do that to me like before. They'd be like, "You said this," and I'm like,
yeah, I couldn't tell you what I talked about last week.
I can't even tell you what the episode numbers are.
Right.
I have no idea.
Yeah. No. My brain's just not what it used to be.
Yeah, it's not wired to do that for sure.
No. But yeah, Poltergeist, like I said, it's got to be at the top.
It's up there.
That one's definitely, because it doesn't really rely on any kind of religion or anything. It's just like they use human skeletons.
I think that's a driving factor.
Yeah.
If there is some strange shit going on, that's a driving factor for sure.
It's so sad though, because it was like such a young people that the terrible things happen to.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna lean towards it might be a little haunted.
Yeah. Plausible. Very
Definitely.
plausible. Yeah.
So in 1983, we have the Twilight Zone movie. So tragedy hit the Twilight Zone movie when director John Landis, who fell out with co-director Steven Spielberg due to unsafely cutting too many corners during production. Keep that in mind. Pushed ahead with a stunt despite windy conditions. So when a helicopter flew out of control, it came crashing down right onto the precise position where actor Vic Morrow and two child stars, I'm not going to try to say their names, were killed by the whirring blades and falling debris. The incident, which saw Landis acquitted of manslaughter charges, led to greater regulations in on-set safety.
Mika Eden and Lee and 7 Renee Shin Yi Chen.
6.
6.
There we go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. I don't know about this one. Cutting corners for unsafe. Where's OSHA?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I think that's where OSHA came from.
Yeah, that's
for sure. Is it cursed? I don't think so.
Is it a horrible accident that could have been prevented?
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you'd have said then the next day and the next day another helicopter crash.
Right.
Yeah, okay, maybe. I feel that this is one of those that we could probably both agree on, that it's just it was a terrible accident that could have easily been prevented with safety measures of any sort.
Absolutely. But yeah, as far as cursed, nah. But unfortunate and sad.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah. What, 3 people?
Yeah.
Victor.
Yeah, Vic Morrow, and then
Mira.
the two young kids.
Yeah. Renee. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, every time I watch that movie in that scene, I get a little chill because I know what happened to him.
Did they keep the shot?
No, I mean not that shot, but I mean
I was gonna say
he's running like through like the like I think it's Vietnam is what it's supposed to be. He's like running through the swamp
okay.
with the kids and
yeah. Okay.
So like knowing in real life what happened, it's a little eerie.
A little eerie.
A little eerie. So
what do we got next?
This one I kept in just because I thought it was funny. So Maximum Overdrive, 1986. So quote, "You always felt like someone was going to die on this set." Actor Laura Harrington said about Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive. The cursed film saw near-death experiences for cameramen and stuntmen, as well as a hurricane, which hit the set during production. Camera assistant Sylvia Giuletti would later say, quote, "Every day we had security because the movie was a very dangerous movie."
But did you die?
Yeah, so
that's what I'm saying.
I kept it in because literally nothing actually happened.
Yeah, but it was like,
but they're like, this is a really scary.
It's like everybody shows up, just does a line, and like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's like saying, my house is haunted. Like, what's your, why? Well, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's a scary place. I have no evidence, but
I always speaking of that, because we go into this stuff too. We go into a lot of hauntings and exorcisms and stuff like that, and I get creeped out because our studio obviously is in the attic and it's like closed off in it. But if I'm up there by myself, I'm like, hope I never like thin that veil any, and just like stuff starts moving up here because then I'm done with it. Like we're selling everything and there's no creepy dolls everywhere or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Then you got to be like,
the power of Christ compels you.
The power of Christ.
But definitely get out if you hear.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Don't want to be anywhere near that.
Love it.
So yeah, Maximum Overdrive, not cursed at all.
No, just a wild set.
Yeah, just a wild set.
Yeah.
Stephen King directing it. He was probably high on coke at that point.
That's what I mean. Everybody just showed up and like
he's just throwing shit. We got monster trucks running people over.
Oh yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Perfect.
So from there, like I said, these are in chronological order by date. So we go from 1986 to 2005.
It's a good stretch without anything actually.
So not much going on there. And the rest of these, I'm not really sure how crazy they are, but we'll see here. So 2005, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. So the lead star, Jennifer Carpenter, says she was haunted by a ghost that seemed to have a taste for the musical. She told Dread Central that while she was working on the 2005 film, a radio would continually turn on by itself whenever she got home.
Now, let's go back.
Okay.
It's into the 70s again. The Exorcism of Anneliese Michel. That is the actual exorcism. Yeah. It was in Germany. That's a terrible, terrible story. Mm-hmm. If you've ever watched the Exorcism of Emily Rose, it's based loosely on that exorcism, and they thought she was possessed by several demons. One of them being Hitler at the time. And they would they did so many exorcisms, and she was like, her knees were like ground down from her praying, and she was malnourished, and she would like bark like a dog, and she would it's a wild case. It's sad though, because in real life she wasn't possessed. She had mental illness.
Right.
And they didn't treat it correctly. And with her Catholic upbringing from her actual parents, they continue to pry this, she's possessed. And she ends up dying of malnourishment. And her family, mother, father, priest, all of them get charged with manslaughter.
Right.
The priest gets a slap on the wrist, whatever, just because he was third party. But her parents end up getting no sentence out of this because the court said that they had grieved enough. So if you ever if you watch this movie and then you look at the actual case, it is a very big stretch of how they made this movie. Now, this Jennifer Carpenter, I remember the story coming out whenever she said that she had issues after the film, after they had made this film, because they were, they had all this, they were pretty much going through exorcisms as a storyline with her,
Right.
So, cursed, no, into her mental state of that whole experience that Annalise went through, possibly,
Right.
because she had to learn all that stuff and do all that stuff and go through those processes, and your mind fills in all those blanks, whether you want it to or not. So, maybe her radio would turn off and, turn on, and yeah, maybe it was faulty wiring, or maybe it was just in her imagination of this
Right,
stuff.
yeah.
But I think from reading the story, I think she really, really went through it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the movie itself is really good. It's pretty fucked up. And they had the stuff that Jennifer Carpenter went through to portray that role.
Oh yeah.
And to get those scenes on film. Yeah, she definitely went through some shit. So as far as haunted, just by this one example,
Yeah.
I would say nay.
Nah.
Does she have a ghost? Maybe, but I mean, they're turning the radio on for her, so I feel like
Yeah.
they're just trying to keep her company.
Yeah, that's fine, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever ghost, as long as they're not hurting anybody.
Yeah, for sure. turn on some jams. I don't know, but nah, I wouldn't say haunted.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, definitely going through something with that for sure.
Oh, absolutely. So the next one here is 2010's Insidious.
Fuck that movie. Scared the shit out of me. I think I saw that movie in the movie theater too, in the Darth Maul face.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No,
Dude, I was like 26 years old,
Yeah.
man. It still scared the shit out of me.
that is a good jump scare.
Yeah, it's a good set of movies,
It
like
is,
all
yeah.
of them
Yeah.
all together. But go ahead, sorry.
No,
I
all
digress
good, all good.
about my scaredness.
So it was Insidious's hospital set where strange occurrences seemed to go down. While numerous members of the film's cast and crew complained about feeling unwell whenever they stepped foot onto set, there was also claims that a buzzer from an unoccupied floor of the building would continually go off, what was causing it remains unknown. Haunted? Nah.
No, not haunted. Strange, maybe. The feeling unwell. I've looked into this too before, right? This is crazy, like fringe theory, but if you're going somewhere and you repeat and you go to the same place and you go there daily, wherever, or you go into a room that you feel uneasy in, so there's an idea that like underneath the soil there could be deposits of granite or quartz or limestone or something that are actually affecting like the energy, the magnetic field around you.
Mhm.
So that would be a reason why if you go to Skinwalker Ranch and there's a bunch of granite underneath there and it's changing your actual like magnetic field in your body.
Mhm.
Like, all we are electricity and meat,
Right.
so if it's changing your like electric presence around you, it can make you feel uneasy, unaware, the things that go on with some of these hauntings, or not even hauntings, some of these uneasy feelings in different places. Like if you walked into an old church that you've never been to and there's marble on the floor, how many times do you spend walking on marble? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of a fringe theory, but it's really interesting. It's a really interesting theory about gravitation and the magnetic or electric fields with your body.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's something that like you don't really ever think about that would like that affects us as human beings. But yeah, it's like the furthest thing from your mind.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what kind of floor am I walking on?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. That's why they say you should walk through your yard at least once a day in bare feet. Ground yourself.
I don't really go anywhere in bare feet.
I don't either, man. I try to get outside and walk in my bare feet, you know, at least once a day. Take my Crocs off, just walk through No, I don't do that.
Become one with nature just for a few minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, no. I'm not grounded at all.
Yeah, this one though, it's strange, and a lot of things make you feel uneasy. Air ducts, I've heard that. Different ventilation systems, infrasound, you know, sound that moves your eardrums. Especially in buildings and stuff like that with different types of ventilation can throw off your equilibrium, make you feel unwell. There's all kinds of things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Julie said old buildings, lead-based paint, minerals, yep, all of it. So yeah, it could be any number of things. So yeah, most of this stuff can be explained one way or the other. So
I think so, in a scientific aspect of some sort. Some of these can.
Some of them.
Not all of them.
No, not all. That's what we're here to find out though.
Find out the truth.
Yeah. That's right.
That's what I'm here for.
Two dumb dudes here to find out the truth.
All the truth about all these stories. Yep.
So 2011, The Innkeepers. Have you ever seen The Innkeepers?
I have never seen this.
It is a kind of hidden gem. It's from director Ty West, but a lot of the cast and crew associated with The Innkeepers experienced paranormal activity in the form of lights switching on and off for no reason. Doors would swing open and shut, frightening those who were present. Cast members even received phone calls that when they answered would have nobody on the other end. So the hotel where the film was shot, the Yankee Peddler Inn in Connecticut, is known to be a hotspot for ghost hunters.
Yankee Peddler Inn. Interesting.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Apparently, it's a pretty big deal in the ghost hunting community.
What's with Connecticut?
I don't know.
What's up with that?
What's going on with Connecticut?
Yeah, there's a haunting there. Now there's a Peddler Inn in Connecticut. That's interesting. I'll have to look that one up.
If you're haunted in Connecticut, send us an email. Blood, Gore, and Ghouls podcast@gmail.com. Let us know what's going on in Connecticut.
What's going on up there, man? It's just up there.
Yeah.
It's just hanging out. Never seen this. I know I've done a lot of stories on haunted inns in Pennsylvania. There's tons of them.
Oh yeah.
They're everywhere. You know, there's one right down in Bedford there that they say is haunted. You know, cups fall off the wall and stuff moves. And so haunted, maybe.
Right.
Cursed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go with that if we're going with that theme, but possibly haunted.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like if you choose to film a movie in a haunted location, that's gonna happen.
That's your fault, right?
Yeah.
It's a bad choice of places to film a movie.
So yeah, but by the description of this, it just sounds like if anything, it's haunted because nobody really got hurt, anything like that. It was just ghosts fucking with people.
Yeah, and I'm fully on board with that. If you want to haunt, that you haunt, man. You know, just I don't think there's anything cursed, a little strange, but yeah,
haunter's gonna haunt. You know,
haunter's gonna haunt.
So 2013's The Conjuring. Vera Farmiga, who played real-life paranormal investigator Lorraine Warren in The Conjuring, was so uneasy about making the film that she left the script outside her house. Despite this, one morning she woke up to find 3 slashes on her laptop screen. The eeriest thing, though, happened when the family whose real-life haunting the film is based on visited the set. Crew claimed that a quote, strange gust of wind followed them wherever they went.
I think this is the haunting in Connecticut, isn't it?
No.
This isn't the first one? The Conjuring?
It's the first Conjuring, but that's not the haunting in Connecticut. That's a different thing.
I have to figure out where that one was.
Yeah, we talked about this on your podcast, and then we couldn't remember what the hell it was.
I have my feelings about the Warrens.
Right.
Yeah, I know we looked it up. I don't remember where it was. The slashes on their laptop screen, were they like into the glass? You know what I mean? That's the question that I would have. Were they like demonic claws that were like, you know? or is it just like she closed it and it broke? Maybe, I don't know. The crew with a strange gust of wind followed them wherever they went. Like
I got a kick out of that.
like, how do you like define like, what I
Very
mean?
windy people.
It's like, how do you like remember that a gust of wind followed you everywhere you went?
Right.
That one, I don't know. Yeah, I have my discrepancies with the Warrens, especially Ed, but that's just me.
Right.
I don't know. Could it be? Yeah. There could be some hauntings, maybe with the film that follows it, but this one doesn't seem. This one seems more of a reach than a couple of the other ones.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. The lady that's playing the Vera that's playing Lorraine. Yeah, same psyche thing, maybe, into her head, becoming the character,
Right.
Going through understanding who Lorraine Warren was. She wasn't an exorcist of any sorts. That was Ed. She was the one that had the visions.
Yeah, like the medium.
Yeah, she was a medium. But I don't know.
Yeah, this one's a little iffy because, I mean, if that happened to Vera, she was so uneasy with making the movie that she left the script outside, and then she had these slashes through her laptop, all this shit. She made like 4 more.
Yeah.
So like, I wouldn't say it's cursed. I'm not saying that shit didn't happen, but
I think if I was getting into that mindset of doing a movie like that, I would be more aware of stuff like that. So maybe even something that you would think is mundane in a daily basis would start to give you that like, ooh,
oh yeah, yeah.
every time something happened, you'd be like, that's weird. Maybe it's possessed.
Yeah,
Which
I mean that happens after watching movies.
Yeah, you have the same.
Yeah.
That's why you run upstairs and shut the lights out.
So yeah, you can go up and down your stairs all day in the dark without anything in your mind.
Yeah,
everything's fine. You watch like one movie that freaks you out. Yeah, you're running up those stairs.
Now, put yourself in a position of an actor that's doing this day in and day out. Yeah, it's got to have some kind of effect.
Absolutely,
for sure.
So yeah, I'm gonna say not cursed, but
no, I don't think so. I keep my thoughts about the Warrens to myself.
Well, yeah, we'll save that for another
paragraph
time as well.
Another paragraph down.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
So 2013 as well is Return to Babylon. Now, I have never seen this, but I kept this in here because it seems really interesting. So it's a silent film, Return to Babylon. It's said to have captured demonic activity on film. So director Alex Monty Kanawati used an old school camera with black and white film that he mysteriously found in a bag. But when he watched back what he'd caught on camera, the lead actors' faces had morphed into demonic-looking creatures.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The film, though, like, how old is this film?
I don't know.
Black and white film.
I've never heard of it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just thought it was interesting, so I need to like look it up and watch it and see what it's about.
Yeah, it's like what is it? Look Who's Talking or whatever, the movie where the ghost is standing in the curtains. I think it's
three men and a baby.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's just a standout of Ted Danson.
Yeah, it's just like, is it the same thing? Is it like old school film? Like, you know how like when they do like, The Exorcism of Emily Rose is a perfect example. Like in that movie, she would be walking down the street and their faces would like turn into like demons.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yep. So in this case, is it like the film like heating up?
Right.
Like, but how do you just like on their face? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, just by this paragraph, it was only the lead actors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or lead actor.
I don't know. I'd have to see it see if they like left it in.
True. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was interesting. So
that is
kept
interesting.
it in there.
I wonder. Silent film in 2013.
Yeah. Well, that's why I had read it initially real quick when I was getting all this put together, and I was like, silent film. And then I realized it was 2013. Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Just kicking it old school. So the final one for this list, at least, is still in the Conjuring universe, and that's Annabelle from 2014. So Annabelle's director, John R. Linetti, claimed to have seen, quote, 3 fingers drawn through dust on set multiple times. Terrifying because the demonic doll at the heart of the film has 3 fingers. Producer Peter Safran went on to tell the Hollywood Reporter about some strange going-ons during the film's shoot. Quote, "We shot in this amazing old apartment building near Koreatown, and we had some funky stuff go down." He said, in particular, the first day that the demon was shooting in full makeup, we brought him up in the elevator. He walks out and walks around to the green room to where we're holding the talent, and just as he walks under, the entire glass light fixture falls down on his head. And in the script, the demon kills the janitor in that hallway. It was totally freaky.
Huh.
Yeah.
Conjuring universe.
Huh. It's all fake, you're saying. The whole thing.
All of it. So the Annabelle doll in the movie, right?
Right.
Is not the Annabelle doll from real life.
Not even close.
Not even close. Yeah, because it's a Raggedy Ann doll in real life. I don't know how many fingers they have. I know that doll is creepy that they have in like they bumped up the creepy factor in the movie.
Right.
3 lines like fingers drawn in the dust.
Right.
I don't know.
Sounds like someone's fucking with someone.
Yeah. That part does for sure. The light fixture.
Yeah.
Falling on somebody's head
the person portraying the demon
in a creepy town building in Koreatown. I don't know. It's so hard for me because I understand the original Annabelle story of the doll and how it came to be what it is today, because it's possessed by it was possessed by a little girl. I think it was supposed to be possessed by like 3 people at one point, and that's why Ed and Lorraine Warren had it in like a case in their
right.
That's even in the movies they put it in that case, right?
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah,
but in real life, if you go to the museum, the Warrens Museum of Hauntings and Fake Stuff, they have that doll in there. I think they like opened it a while ago or something. I forget seeing something on it, but yeah, the actual haunting of that doll is interesting to begin with, and now that it's pulled into that universe, it's getting to the point where it is one of those I don't know I can't see the difference between fact and fiction anymore. Right. Again, it's the same blur now. Right. Like Amityville.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we talked about the Conjuring 2 on one of your episodes, but yeah, the real life story, whether or not it's true, is always way less exciting.
Absolutely.
Which, I mean, it shouldn't be surprising, but at the same time, like, well, I don't know. When we talked about that, it was like half of what you see in the movie was completely made up.
For the Conjuring 2,
that
was the Enfield horror.
Right.
That was the original Ed and Lorraine investigation on that. But yeah, that, if you guys want to go back and listen to that, it was just a couple weeks ago, but that was one of the things. It was like they were jumping on the bed. Like it was clearly, right. But then you got, you had the guy that was speaking through, my name's Bill Wilkins.
Oh, Bill Wilkins.
But yeah, I get the point.
Right.
The movies are always way more fantastical than the actual stories. I find the stories way more interesting than the movie in that universe.
Right.
In that universe.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When it comes to, you got to like kind of keep them separated.
Yeah.
Because it is very different. Like the movies, I enjoy the movies from an entertainment standpoint. But yeah, it's also very interesting to find out what the real story is as well. And as far as the real Annabelle doll, she has no fingers. She's got mittens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the real
one right there.
I see.
Mittens she got.
So you gotta what do you want to say about yay or nay, or because I got a story that I'd like to
I'd
like to share too.
Yeah, Annabelle now. I feel like it's It's same with the Conjuring. It's the content of the movie is about that. So there's not really anything in particular that happened that I would say it's cursed.
Yeah.
It's, either the actors kind of getting into that headspace and just kind of maybe some weird things happening, but nothing that I would say is cursed. And yeah, I mean, with the light fixture breaking, like, yeah, it's random, but
Yeah.
it's also not completely rare.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I get it.
yeah,
I get it. I'm totally agreeing with that whole set.
for sure. But yeah, what do you got?
I got one. And it's not movie based, but it's a big one.
Okay.
So James Dean's car.
Okay. Yeah.
So on September 23rd, 1955, James Dean ran into Sir Alec Guinness at a restaurant and showed off his Porsche 550 Spider, fondly named Little Bastard.
There we go.
In his autobiography, Guinness described that this car as sinister. He had told Dean, "Please never get in it. If you get in that car, you'll be found dead by this time next week." 7 days later, Dean was found dead after crashing the car. The trouble didn't start there. Surgeons / reenactor, recreational racer, Dr. William F. Escherich, I don't know. There's a bunch of H's and R's and CH's.
Bless you.
Rescued some of the parts from the Porsche from a junkyard and passed a few of his friends, Dr. Troy McKenney, who he got the parts for, installed the parts on their cars, and both crashed during a race in 56. What's his name? Yeah. William Escherich. He survived. But McKenna, his friend, his doctor, Henry, didn't. And whispers of the curse began. The rest of the little bastard went to George Barris. Over several years, the spider supposedly caused a handful of incidents. A garage inexplicably, I'm having trouble talking now, caught fire while the car was inside. 2 tires were blown off while affixed to a different vehicle, and a couple of thieves were injured while trying to take some of the spider's remaining parts. So that's not movie based, but that is cursed car.
It is cursed car. Well,
Like-
a couple things. So Alec Guinness, that's Obi-Wan.
Oh
Obi-Wan
yeah.
Kenobi.
Yeah.
But the cursed car, it sounds very reminiscent of Christine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. I was trying to think of that movie,
Yeah.
but make the reference. But yeah, that was a string of like car wrecks with parts from a car that killed James Dean.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that's why it. How many times could this have happened throughout the world?
right,
like-
that you just never hear about. Yeah.
But it's James Dean's
Right,
car, so you
right.
know where the parts went and everything like that. Is it cursed? Meh. Is it strange? And then a coincidence that every time there's a part from this car on a car, they wreck?
right. Yeah.
Maybe they're doing wild shit and they just the fire. I guess I get it. It's different, but if you're doing a $180 down the road and your tire blows out, maybe not cursed.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I would say that's more cursed than most of the movies on this list.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a bunch of them. If you go back and look at, there's some cursed paintings that are out there. What was the one that I always think of? The Hands Resist 'Em. It's like a little boy standing beside a doll in like the glass window. Yeah, there's a couple. Robert the Doll.
Mhm.
That's another one. It's out of Florida. He has his own little thing. Like you can't take pictures of him, and there's all kinds of cursed things out there. The Anguished Man. That's another painting that was like painted by a man's blood that sold on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
one of those. There's all kinds of cursed stuff that maybe I'd put more into the Hope Diamond. Maybe I'd put
Right.
more faith into actually being cursed, or is it so renowned that now that follows the that
Right,
it
right.
follows with it now,
Right.
because now they're renowned and you know about them. So
Yeah, it's one of those things like, are these things not cursed? They're just so kind of famous that we know so much about it.
Yeah.
Or is everything cursed?
everything
We just don't hear about most of it.
that's true too. Yeah,
It's hard to say.
it is.
What do you guys think? Let us know. But yeah, any other curses that we know of? Anything else? We're gonna wrap this up.
No, not that I know. This feels like one of my episodes now for going an hour and a half in.
Yeah, well, you know,
going pretty good.
That's what it's
what it's all about.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
Talk about curses. We go an hour and a half. It's fine. But all right, I guess that'll do it then for another episode of Blood, Gore, and Ghouls. I didn't update that. You're not my lovely wife.
Oh, yeah.
But you could be.
Yeah.
But be sure to follow.
See how the night turns out.
That's right. Be sure to follow on Instagram at Blood, Gore, and Ghouls _podcast. On Twitch at Ian Van Gogh. Join the Ghoul Squad Discord. Subscribe on YouTube and follow on TikTok at Ian.VanGogh. Also, let us know what you think about curses. Send us an email at bloodgoreandghouls@gmail.com. Also, be sure to check out Jay and his podcast, Project Skeptic Podcast, available on all audio streaming services. And as well, let them know where to find you.
Yeah, everywhere. Apple, Spotify, Google. I don't even know if Google does. I think Google Podcast might have shut down, but you can find us on Facebook. It's Project Skeptic. You can find us on Instagram. Anywhere you type Project Skeptic, you're going to find us. We have a Twitch stream that we're not as regular as Ian here is, but we're on there a good bit. We have all kinds of social medias. There's TikToks out there, whatever you like to use for social media, we're on there. So, but yeah, Google and Spotify, if you want to go, there's, like I said, there's 100 and some, almost 200 episodes on there now. You can go back and listen to us ramble pretty much. Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll include all the links there at the in the show notes, so you can find all the links for Blood, Gore, and Ghouls, as well as the links for Project Skeptic. So definitely check all that out. Again, Jay, I appreciate you being here, man. Thanks a lot.
This was awesome. I loved every second of it.
Well, you'll be back soon. Don't you worry.
Awesome.
But until next week, I've been your host, Ian Van Gogh. Have a ghoulish week and stay safe out there.